Now we come to the 7 important points to look out for when getting a professional indemnity insurance. Number 1, exposure consideration. If the portfolio of work you're handling is extensive, the associated risk exposure can also be very high unless you have other ways to mitigate the risk. The client mix and types of jobs also determines the risk exposure of the firm. Comparing two firms with the same revenue of 10 million, firm number 1 is handling 1,000 cases, each paying 10,000 in fees. Firm number 2 has one case with 10 million in fees. What do you think are the differences in risk exposure between the two firms? Please put your comment below. Number 2, correct information. Providing correct information about the nature of the services offered, previous claim history, or other relevant details is important to prevent incorrect coverages and policy exclusions, or worse, claim denials. It is advisable that the principal themselves look through the particulars of the proposal form before signing it off. Matters such as impending lawsuit, firm's latest revenue estimation, and top clients are usually private and confidential in nature, and supporting staff may not have the privy to the latest event or fact check the information before giving to the insurer. Number 3, coverage gap. Coverage gap can be resulted from firms performing new area of work not covered by the existing PI policy. PI for each profession will have its own sets of coverages and exclusion. If the firm intends to venture into another professional service, it will have to look through its existing PI to see if such activities are covered. If the services are excluded from the current policy, the firm will have to get a separate policy for the new services. For example, the PI policy for business advisory will have exclusion on audit, mergers and acquisition, legal advice, and investment advice. Number 4, extension. Besides the main cover, there are also various extensions available, such as libel and slander, compensation for court attendance, and loss of documents. These extensions are not automatically available in the policy. Please check through your policy. You will need to inform your insurer if you want them to be included in your policy. Number 5, retroactive date. Professionals are held responsible for the advice they provide, not only for the present but also for potential implication long into the future. Retroactive date marks the initiation of the professional indemnity coverage. Typically, it corresponds to the founding date of the firm unless there is a time when the policy was renewed after it was expired and the reinstatement of the retroactive date was not done. Here's a scenario. A soil engineer specializing in assessing the ground's characteristic for construction provided a report for building a condominium on a hill slope. But after 20 years, the building collapsed. Several factors could have contributed to the collapse, and responsibility lies in various parties, including the developer, contractors, town council, management corporation of the condominium, and notably the soil engineer. This shows the significance of maintaining the retroactive date to ensure a continuous coverage. Number 6, list of professionals. Professional services and advice are rendered by individual professionals. When obtaining professional indemnity insurance, the firm will need to provide an updated list of qualified personnel working in the firm, including their names, qualifications, and relevant work experience to the insurance company. Whenever a new staff member or partner joins, the firm is required to inform the insurer. An increase in number of professionals may result in higher premium. If a claim is made for advice or services provided by an individual not listed in the policy, the insurance company may reject the claim. Number 7, renewal. Renewing professional indemnity insurance isn't straightforward. It is more like applying for a new policy every year. The forms must be filled out again because the firm's situation might have changed. Perhaps revenue increased, the business expanded to a new countries, more professionals are hired, and there's an impending lawsuit that could have resulted in a liability claim. If the renewal process begins late, the renewal quotation might also come late. If the terms are not agreeable by the firm, the process of discussing with the insurer to revise the coverage and premium will further delay the matter. If the policy is renewed after the expiry date, it might affect the retroactive date. Restoring the retroactive date would require the approval from the insurer. Here's a recap of the 7 important points to look out for when getting a professional indemnity insurance. Number 1, exposure consideration. Number 2, correctness of information. Number 3, coverage gap. Number 4, extension. Number 5, retroactive date. Number 6, list of professional. And number 7, renewal. Hi, I'm Hanson Lai. Thank you for watching. Please leave your comment below if you have questions or suggestions on topics to cover in my future videos. If you find the information given in this video useful, please share with others so that they can benefit from it too. See you again.